Welcome in. This is a good time for families and children to light candles if they'd like. We're going to start with some singing this morning. This is a song called More Waters Rising.
There are more waters rising. Let's sing together.
There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know. There are more waters rising, they will find their way to me. There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know.
Let's sing that together again. There are more waters rising.
There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know. There are more waters rising, they will find their way to me. There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know.
There are more fires burning.
There are more fires burning, this I know, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know. There are more fires burning, they will find their way to me. There are more fires burning, this I know, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know.
There are more mountains falling.
There are more mountains falling, this I know, this I know. There are more mountains falling, this I know. There are more mountains falling, they will find their way to me. There are more mountains falling, this I know, this I know. There are more mountains falling, this I know.
In the quietness of this place, surrounded by the all-pervading presence of the holy, my heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve, that in no good times, or rather, that in good times or in tempests, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve.
Let's sing together. I will wade through the waters.
I will wade through the waters, this I know, this I know. I will wade through the waters, this I know.
I will wade when they find me.
I will wade through the waters when they find their way to me. I will wade through the waters, this I know, this I know. I will wade through the waters, this I know.
Please rise in body or spirit. I will walk through the fire.
I will walk through the fire, this I know, this I know. I will walk through the fire, this I know. I will walk through the fire when they find their way to me. I will walk through the fire, this I know, this I know. I will walk through the fire, this I know.
We welcome each other into this place of love, inclusion, and compassion. We create sacred space together. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are on your life journey, you are welcome here. Whatever the color of your skin, whatever your country of origin, whatever your immigration status, whatever your gender, whatever the source of your faith, you are welcome here.
We will now light our chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. You will find the words in your order of service. Blessed is the fire of our faith and the chalice of our community.
Blessed is the living tradition that is carried forward in our work and in our love.
Blessed is the transient flame we kindle here.
Blessed is the illuminated moment of our gathering.
Blessed is the light of the eternal.
Blessed is the sacred call of life to which we give ourselves to answer.
Morning, y'all. My name is Octavia Finley. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm your lay worship leader this morning. It is my joy to introduce to you Reverend David Carl Olson. From UU Shelter Rock on the border between Nassau County and Queens. He is our guest minister today. I do believe that the saying goes, when it rains, it pours. Unfortunately, the storm has yet to pass overhead. The waters indeed continue to rise. I can hear my Black, brown, and indigenous sisters say, "We told you so." I can hear my colleagues and professors state clearly, "We saw this coming. We read the history books." Hold the line. Continue the work at hand. I can hear my friends and neighbors whispering something about signal. Band together, prepare for the worst. Write my number in Sharpie on your leg. We march, we protest, we bear witness. But the arc of the moral universe is long. The key word here for today is long. This is not a sprint. This is not a marathon. This is a cross-country hike a la Forrest Gump. Remember that it is okay to come in from the cold, to hang your ice out sign to dry from the driving rain, to have hot tea with honey and lemon for your raw throat, to give your eyes a break from the doom-scrolling emergency kits and strange 3 a.m. phone calls. Ye tempest-tossed, come in, come from wherever you are. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving, it matters not. Rest, for even the hour and change that we are here. Enjoy the warmth of community and hospitality, even if it is for your first time. And in that spirit of warmth, let us greet each other this morning.
There are tissues somewhere here.
I can get some very quickly.
Don't rush, don't rush. Great.
Right. Do we have any other little ones or young at heart who would like to come on up for the wisdom story?
I'd like to.
All right. Yeah, come on up. So, I haven't had a chance to lead the wisdom story before. I'm so excited. My name is Dawn Elaine, but you can call me Dawn. And I'm super, super excited because today I get to talk a little bit about somebody in our history who's amazing. But before we get there, oh, come on up. Yeah, come on up. Welcome, welcome.
I'm the oldest kid that's here.
I am so happy to see everybody. Oh, she's the oldest one there, yeah. So I'm wondering, for those of you who are here on the risers, Have you ever thought about, like, what your life will be later? Yeah. What does that mean? Like when you're, has anybody, okay. That's good point. Has anybody ever said this to you? What do you want to be when you grow up?
No.
No one's ever said that to you? Okay. Raise your hand if somebody has ever asked you, what do you want to be when you grow up? Yeah, I see some hands out there. Yeah. Okay. Some of us haven't decided yet, even though we are grown-ups. It's kind of funny how that works out. Yeah.
When we grow up, I'm still deciding between the two. I want to be a YouTuber or a vet.
Deciding between YouTuber or vet. That's good. Keep that in mind, because keep that in mind. Anybody else have some ideas? Yes. An Egyptologist? Oh, that sounds amazing. I love that. Any other ideas? Okay. So today, I want to talk to you about a man who had some ideas of this, about growing up and what you want to do. And this is a very important person in our country's history. His name is W.E.B. Du Bois. Yeah. W.E.B. Du Bois, that's right. And when we celebrate Black History Month, we're celebrating also his birthday, which is February 23rd. It's Du Bois is his last name. Yeah. That's the name. So now he had a birthday party, and can you imagine? He had a birthday party when he was 90 years old. Yes. In fact, he lived a good 6 years after that even. That's amazing. Yes, he lived to a very ripe old age. And he
this building?
Did he?
As old as this building?
Not as old as this building. This building is a little older than that. Yes, it is. Oh, and I'm losing this lovely earpiece. There we go. So, this building is, I believe, about 185 years old. Yeah.
My mom was here, and she worked with, and she was like with the people that sing, and
Yes.
she was like pregnant with me.
Oh, that's amazing. Yes. The building's birthday. I don't know the exact date of the building's birthday. We'll have to find out about that. I like that question, though. Do buildings have birthdays? Probably not the same way humans do. So, on that birthday, when he turned 90, Mr. Du Bois said that the most important guest was actually his great-grandson. Now, a great-grandson is not your son, not your son's son, well, that's your grandson, but your great-grandson, so your grandson's son. So he was there at the birthday, and his name, I want to make sure I get this right, was Arthur Edward McFarlane II. That's quite a name here, yeah. And so he had some advice to his great-great-grandson. Do you want to hear what that advice is?
Yeah.
What would someone who's 90, who's studied people and their neighborhoods and wrote books, well, he said, I have had a reasonably happy and successful life. I have had enough to eat and drink, have had suitable clothes, and as you can see, have had many friends. And we have many friends here at First Unitarian, right? Look around. We have a lot of friends. It's lovely. And what he said, he went on, he said, the thing that had been the secret of whatever I have done is the fact that I have been able to earn a living by doing the work which I wanted to do. And that work, most importantly, was something the world needed to be done. So when you think about maybe what you want to be, so I heard you wanted to be an Egyptologist? Yeah, so do you think the world needs Egyptologists? Yes, I think they do. Yeah, let's see. Who else has, and what was it that you said you wanted to be?
A vet or
a veterinarian? Does the world need veterinarians?
Yeah.
Yes, the world needs veterinarians. Yes. A YouTuber? So, does the world need YouTubers? Yes. Some may have mixed opinions on that. It depends. I think a YouTuber can contribute to the world depending on what you're sharing. Absolutely.
I watch YouTube, and once I saw on YouTube something that was teaching you about cats, and that person was a YouTuber, so YouTube also is good.
Yes, was teaching you about cats. So you could learn out all about cats, and the world needs to learn about cats, yes? Absolutely, absolutely. And I happen to know that in our congregation, we have people who are teachers, we have people who are helpers, so we have people who do work that is needed in the world, each and every one of us. So think about that. We're going to get our rainbow bridge ready. So think about the work that needs to be done in the world and what you love to do, and if you can find something that the world needs.
I'm going to say just a few words. It's been a long practice in congregational societies like this one and the Unitarian Universalist congregation at Shelter Rock, where I now serve, that we balance two deep truths. First, that each congregation is autonomous, that each congregation has the capacity to enact in its collective conscience the kind of world that it wants to be. Through our collective conscience in each congregation, we get to practice democracy. And we think that democracy is a way by which we actually can interpret the will of God, believe it or not, to discern the holy will for each congregation. The second truth is as significant. All of our congregations are associated, each of them finding their way in the world, and all of us coming together to imagine the world that we would see. We learn from each other, we support each other in our struggles, we rejoice with each other when there is cause to celebrate. This linking of being autonomous and being associated has been lived into hundreds of years of our history, but the direct relationships we have with one another. The leaders of congregations know leaders of congregations. Lives of congregations are told to other congregations. And the exchange of pulpits by ministers is part of the way we live into this larger sense of the freedom of being autonomous and of being associated. In such spirit, I am blessed to be here with you this morning to bring greetings from the Shelter Rock congregation and from its constituencies, primarily in Nassau County and in Queens. And I want to thank you for your opportunity to be here. Will you join me now in a moment of quiet, of centering down, if you will. A few words from Howard Thurman about how good it is to center down. How good it is to center down, to live, to sit quietly and see one's self pass by. The streets of our minds seethe with endless traffic. Our spirits resound with clashing, with noisy silences. with something deep within that hungers and thirsts for the still moment, for the resting lull. With full intensity we seek, ere thicket passes, a fresh sense of order in our living, a direction, a strong, sure purpose that will structure our confusion and bring meaning in our chaos. We look at ourselves in this waiting moment, the kinds of people we are. The question persists, what are we doing with our lives? What are the motives that order our days? What is the end of our doings? Where are we trying to go? Where do we put the emphasis? And where are our values focused? For what end do we make sacrifices? Where is my treasure? And what do I love most in life? What do I hate most in life? To what am I true? Over and over the questions beat upon the waiting moment as we listen, floating up through all of the jangling echoes of our turbulence. There is a sound of another kind. Let us be in a spirit of prayer. O thou whom no person at any time hath seen, and yet who is discerned in the beauty and power of the created world, from the tiniest of matter we examine to the grandest of galaxies, we sense you as our hearts are filled with awe at the interconnectedness of life. We who know ourselves to be the stuff of stars, we who know ourselves to be of and not above the material world, and yet who perceive through human conscience the cry for justice, the call for mercy. We sense the call to more just norms for ourselves and for others, as a reflection of the need for commitment to more just ways of being on this planet, in this life, of your intention, thou, whom no person hath at any time seen. Our hearts are full with emotion. We know in our lives times when we are sad, times when we are mad, times when we are glad, times when we are just scared. We know too that we can be befuddled and confused, that we can know connection, yes, but that we can also feel so alone. May we acknowledge and allow ourselves the space and time to hold these emotions and the truths they reveal. May our times of centering down allow us to tolerate the complexities of our emotional lives, and even to have the courage to lean into one another, to share our celebrations and our sorrows, to more fully realize the notion of our being that says, I am because we are. A person is a person through other people. Our humanity gives us strength to know the world as it is and to work together to create the world of our dreams. Today we pray for and keep in our hearts those in our community who are suffering, including John Ashone and Nancy Witherill. In this sacred space, we are invited to say aloud or to add to the chat the names of other loved ones we are praying for this morning. Now, too, is the time to light candles of joy or sorrow. If you're joining us online, please feel free to light a candle in your own home. feels that they yet need to be heard, or if there's something on your mind that you would like to share, we have space for you after the service. E.T. Boyle of the Caring Ministry will be in the Chapel of All Faiths to my left.
My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do, oh God? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God. My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God. My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My hands are ready, and what am I gonna do? My hands are ready, and what am I gonna do? My hands are ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God! My hands are ready, and what am I gonna do? My feet are ready, and what am I gonna do? My feet are ready, and what am I gonna do? My feet are ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God! My feet are ready, and what am I gonna do? My voice is ready, and what am I gonna do? My voice is ready, and what am I gonna do? My voice is ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God! My voice is ready, and what am I gonna do? My spirit's ready, and what am I gonna do? My spirit's ready, and what am I gonna do? My spirit's ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God! My spirit's ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do? Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! My heart is ready, and what am I gonna do?
Thank you. Ay, ay, ay. Respondo al llamar Con decisión elijo aquí mis días vivir un hombre fiel. Y hasta el fin mi todo doy, y por la gracia del Señor, y por la gracia del amor, respondo al llamar. I answer the call with resolve. I choose to live my days here a faithful person. And until the end, I give my all. And by the grace of God, by the grace of love, I answer the call. The situation in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul had been dire for weeks. Operation Metro Surge was announced on December 4th, 2025, an operation that was said to send a wave of federal officers from the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, ICE, as well as from Customs and Border Protection. On January 6th, 2026, the Department of Homeland Security announced that it was more than doubling the number of agents who would be sent to Minnesota, so that over 3,000 federal agents were wreaking havoc on the cities, and especially in neighborhoods where there were higher concentrations of immigrants, many of them legal immigrants, some of them U.S. citizens, most of them people of color. Two large and effective interfaith organizations exist in the Twin Cities. Isaiah, Minnesota, is the historic congregation-based community organization that is now part of the national network Faith in Action. And it includes not only the Protestant, Catholic, Jewish, and UU congregations that are the usual suspects, but has made a strategic decision to do special outreach to Muslim congregations and the communities of Ethiopians, Eritreans, and Somalis, and the many Latinos who are part of Minneapolis. Multi-Faith, Anti-Racism, Change, and Healing, March, is another organization which includes many UUs, as well as kind of self-designated progressive Christian and Jewish communities that have worked to enact marriage equality, have stood with Standing Rock, have been part of the response to the killing of George Floyd. When an observer of ICE actions, a peace activist and mother, Renee Good, was killed while observing an illegal ICE action, these two organizations found common cause and issued a national charge, a call to clergy. Along with such organizations as the NAACP and the labor movement, they named January 23rd a day of truth and freedom, which would include actions throughout the region, days of training in nonviolent resistance, the learning, rehearsing, and singing of songs of resistance, and a march downtown that would grow to include tens of thousands of people. By the way, that day it had warmed up to only -4. Part of that day, too, was a call for a general strike whereby people would not go to work, where businesses were encouraged to close their doors, and thousands of visitors from across the country would come and learn from the communities that they engaged. Among these visitors were roughly 1,000 clergy from across the country and over 200 from Unitarian Universalist congregations. I imagine that many of you have watched the news and seen posts in social media, including from many UU sources. And yes, we do need good YouTubers. We do need good YouTubers. The trainings that I and hundreds of others received were aimed at more than what is happening in Minnesota. Expecting that each of the ICE surges in Los Angeles, in Chicago, in Washington, D.C., in Memphis, Nashville, Atlanta, Philadelphia, Newark, Detroit. Each surge gives new information to ICE about how they can more skillfully organize and operate, that each experience tests the limits of their brazen power. The workshops we participated in asked us to imagine that these actions are about more than deporting criminals, which is how they were once framed. These actions are about dismantling our democracy. Their actions may be about ushering in authoritarianism. To resist such developments, what may be required is broad resistance against the movement toward authoritarianism that scholars of civil society ask us to consider. For example, there are 6 actions cited that comprise the movement toward authoritarianism. Authoritarians silence their critics by using the organs of the state against their critics. Authoritarians give license to law-breaking. Authoritarians retaliate using regulatory apparatuses. They deploy the military against their own people. They overreach in the use of federal law at many levels of society. And they set up situations where the principal authoritarian, the autocrat, does not leave office. We are at a moment where we need to develop the skills to resist the movement toward authoritarianism. Unitarian Universalism has long held that democracy is a high value for us, and that the end result of our actions for justice will be that we can indeed build the diverse, multicultural, beloved community where all feel welcome and can thrive. I heard that in your welcome. I heard that in your welcome. That's our work. That's what I believe we have made a commitment to. My memories of Minneapolis are vibrant and varied, from my conversation with the person sitting at the desk in the apartment building where I stayed, to the Uber driver with news of his cousins across the country and the fear that they are sharing with one another, wondering where they can go, to the hundreds of clergy receiving training and practicing not knowing, growing in our capacity for followership. White man walks into the room, of course I'm in charge. No. Growing in our capacity for followership, learning from those most affected by repression, which ICE brings. Many memories are centered around the airport, where I joined 1,000 people in solidarity as 100 local clergy blocked access to Delta Airlines. They are protesting Delta's cooperation, transporting 3 planes a day of people seized by ICE, brought to a federal facility right next to the airport, never formally processed, flown to Texas by Delta to be held and eventually processed by ICE without access to their families, without access to the lawyers perhaps that they know. In temperatures then raising about 10 degrees below zero, 1,000 of us stood witness, chanting and singing, holding placards, wearing clerical garb on top of our snowsuits, and calling for mercy as our 100 colleagues knelt in prayer in the roadway. A symbolic act, yes, that told a United States corporation and United States law enforcement that we were willing to gum up the works, to delay the usual and customary of their lives, with the threat to come back again and again and again. Hold on, we sang. Hold on, my dear ones. Here comes the dawn, we promised. Christian mystic, interreligious pioneer, celebrated scholar Howard Thurman centers his work around the ways you and I might live our lives. He hopes that we know what we make promises to. Commitment, he says, means that it is possible to be a person to yield the nerve center of our consent to a purpose or a cause, a movement or an ideal, which may be more important to them than whether they live or die. Earlier this morning, you heard him say, with full intensity, we seek a fresh sense of order in our living, a direction, a strong, sure purpose that will structure our confusion and bring meaning in our chaos. The question persists, what are we doing with our lives? What are the motives that order our days? Where do we put the emphasis, and where are our values focused? For what end do we make sacrifice? While I was boarding the plane on Saturday morning at the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport to come back to New York, some of the passengers were being pulled aside for whispered conversations in Spanish. Members of the TSA staff told travelers to be careful. ICE was in the airport. ICE was demanding of people who worked at the airport proof of their citizenship. ICE was detaining people at work, as well as looking at the people going through the lines. And ICE even took a member of the custodial staff and a member of TSA staff. The fear in the line, the urgency of that whispering was palpable. And as I boarded my plane, I learned that another protester had been shot, that an intensive care unit nurse who served in the Veterans Administration setting, who had been helping a woman who had been pushed down into the snow, that he himself has been pinned to the ground and pepper sprayed and was stripped of a weapon that he legally carried and never brandished, and disarmed and incapacitated, and was shot by federal officers. And when I changed planes in Chicago, I learned that his name was Alex Preddy, and I learned that indeed he had been killed. How shall I respond? Even as we learn that the forces in Minnesota are being reduced, how shall I respond to this moment when so much seems to be threatened? How shall I show my commitment to another way of being? Erica Chenoweth, the author of Why Civil Resistance Works, argues that it will be large, diverse participation in sustained resistance that builds momentum in a cross-cultural and class-diverse movement that will win. That we need to vastly expand our repertoire of nonviolent tactics. That we need to expect that we can affect change even among the pillars of the status quo. That we need to imagine that even among those who stand against us at one moment, that they may yet have loyalty to a democracy that we can see, and that that loyalty may undermine the authoritarians. And despite escalating repression, if it were to happen, we need to maintain discipline and resilience in our resistance. It ain't going to happen because of one No King's Day, even a huge one. It's going to happen because we're strategic. It's going to happen because we're organized. It's going to happen because we are resilient, damn it. In a word, what we need is community. No, communities. Communities. We are successful when we are diverse and have many ways for people to engage. And so there must be a strong First Unitarian Brooklyn with its character, with its location, with its special knowledge, with its profound relationships, with its heart, with its capacity to center down. And we need a strong shelter rock. And together, acts of resistance both in large and public ways, with an appreciation for the small and site-specific ways that our communities will imagine and will use to resist, ways that will ease the suffering of the immigrant, protect those who will be under attack, provide sanctuary where we can, provide comfort for those in pain, as well as more vigils, more letters to more editors, more social media posts that let more people know that there is a truth, and part of the truth is there are people ready to resist. And we need to sing. We need to sing. To state the truths we know, to share the spirit that we can find, to set free the creative potential in all of us, to encourage the brokenhearted, to let no one feel that they are lonely, and to bind up every wound that healing may come for us, that healing yet may come. Hold on, my dear ones, here comes the dawn. Can you sing that? Hold on, my dear ones, here comes the dawn. Thank you, Heidi Wilson. We sing for our dear ones, we sing for ourselves, we sing for the democracy we hope to defend and improve. We sing for our children and theirs. We sing for the earth. May it ever be, my friends. Blessed be. Ashe, Ashe. Peace. Salam. Shalom. I love you. Amen.
Please
May I ask you to... Why don't you do it?
rise in body or spirit, and we'll sing hymn number 125, From the Crush of Wealth and Power.
This week, our Share the Plate is with the Immigrant Law Center of Minnesota. You can find more information in your order of service. We receive your offering with gratitude.
We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes.
We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes.
Until the killing of black men, black mothers' sons, is as important as the killing of white men, white mothers' sons.
We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes.
Not needing to clutch for power, not needing the light to shine on me. I need to be just one in a number as we stand against tyranny.
To me, young people come first. They have the courage where we failed. And if I can but shed some light as they carry us through the gale.
Touches me most is that I had a chance to work with people, passing on to others that which was passed on to me.
Struggling myself don't mean a whole lot. I've come to realize that teaching each other to stand up and fight is our only way our struggle survives.
We
it's me again. I am not Tyrone. Once again, Octavia Finley. I'm filling in for Tyrone Davis Jr. today, our membership coordinator, who will be back with us next week. A warm welcome to our congregants here with us in the sanctuary today and those attending online. A special welcome to visitors as well. We have a tradition here at First U where we welcome visitors by having you tell us your name and what neighborhood you're visiting us from, and then we offer a collective warm welcome. So here's how we're going to do it. Tyrone, don't at me. You'll stand up and you'll yell, and I do mean yell, your name up to me so I can hear it. So I will repeat your name into the mic so everyone in the sanctuary and everyone online can hear you. And then the congregation will say, all right, we got any newcomers? Go on, stand. Rachel Whitney from Crown Heights. Whitney from Crown Heights, and Alda Metcalf. Welcome.
I'm
Sarah from Gowanus. Catherine from East Harlem. Chelsea from Vinegar Hill. Emma from PGL. Anyone else? Going once. Very well. I apologize to anyone's name I've mispronounced. Thank you for choosing to be with us here today. If you don't mind, there are visitor cards in the white baskets in the pews. Filling one out here today can help us stay connected. Come down to the welcome table right after service, which is downstairs in the Undercroft. After you turn one in, you'll get a friendly email from Tyrone this week telling you a little bit more about First U. You'll be put on our weekly e-new list, and you'll have a name tag named, which will be waiting for you in the front table whenever you visit us again. Speaking of name tags and welcome tables, one announcement, beg pardon. We are finding ourselves running out of space on the newcomers name tag table in the front. So if you have newly been given a name tag, please feel free to take them home with you or place them at the returning congregant name tag table so that we can make room for new ones. There'll be more information downstairs at the welcome table regarding new visitor information. Time for announcements. The Shawls and Craft Ministry will be meeting today right after the service during fellowship hour in the Undercroft. Whether you're a seasoned crafter or just starting out, you are invited to join them. They'll have yarn, needles, and plenty of guidance to go around. The Young Adult Ministry will be meeting after service in the library, which is through this door, for their spiritual discussion group. Anyone skittling around between 18 and 35 is welcome. The library is right behind that door. Today we're talking about the nature of storytelling. I heard there might be pizza. There is also a Friday night open mic in the chapel this Friday, February 20th at 6:30. Bring along your favorite song, poem, story, monologue, or comedy routine to share. We'll have an accompanist. I can't read that. There'll be someone to play along for singers. I'm an English major. I'm also immortal. There'll be someone to play along with you for singers and background music for a spoken piece if you choose. Refreshments will also be available. For more info or to RSVP, contact Wendy Russell, whose email is in your order of service. Lastly, and this is the important part, there is a congregational meeting next Sunday, February 22nd at 12:45 p.m. right here in the sanctuary and online. All are invited. However, only members of the congregation in good standing may vote. Members have signed the membership book at least 60 days before the meeting and have completed a current pledge form. If you are unsure of your voting status, please contact Tyrone, whose email you will find in your order of service. Also, one quick announcement, the coming of age group will be holding a soup and salad lunch that same Sunday right before the congregational meeting. This is to help offset costs for their heritage trip to Boston. So come for soup and salad, stay for the meeting. And with that all, please rise in body or in spirit to join us for singing our final hymn, More Waters Rising. You can find the lyrics in your order of service.
The lyrics are in that insert, but we're going to be reordering the verses a bit, so stay on your toes.
There are more waters rising. I will wade through the waters, this I know.
I will wade through the waters, this I know, this I know. I will wade through the waters, this I know. I will wade through the waters, and they find their way to me. I will wade through the waters, this I know, this I know. I will wade through the waters, this I know.
There are more mountains falling. We will rebuild the mountains. We will rebuild. Hold on, my dear ones, here comes the dawn. Hold on, my dear ones, here comes. Let's sing that again. Hold on.
Remember the words of W.E. Burghardt Du Bois, "The secret of whatever I have done is the fact that I have been able to earn a living by doing the work which I wanted to do and the work that the world needed done." And Dr. Thurman says, don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive. And go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Ashe.